journey to one Africa.
Harder to further deepen bilateral trade and commercial exchanges. In this regard, the implementation of the areas reviewed at the 4th session of the Zimbabwe-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Economic, Technical, Scientific and Trade Cooperation in May 23 must be speeded up. I acknowledge, Your Excellency, the investments in diamond mining by AROSA, which is significantly contributing to the country's development. Your Excellency, on behalf of my government and people of Zimbabwe, we are grateful for the partnership between our two countries on the project of the helicopters. We look forward to the delivery of the second batch of the helicopters. As I've always said, Zimbabwe is open to business, and I was pleased to interact with potential Russian investors at a business roundtable. Be rest assured, Your Excellency, that my government is ready to welcome more Russian companies to take advantage of the numerous opportunities which exist in the agro-industrial sectors, lithium mining, energy, and infrastructure development, among other sectors. I'm aware that our two countries have signed a number of instruments of cooperation in the sectors that include mining, science and technology, tourism, agriculture, and defense and security. I urge our two sides to work towards the implementation of existing instruments, as well as the finalization of outstanding instruments. In view of the sanctions imposed on both our countries and the subsequent challenges in undertaking US dollar denominated transactions, Zimbabwe is agreeable to pursue alternative autonomous solutions and the use of alternative forms of payment for various transactions. I'm happy that the Russian Federation has already accomplished this as a result of the sanctions imposed on your republic. Your Excellency and dear brother, allow me to convey my sincere gratitude for the donation of 11,000 metric tons of potash fertilizer and 9,000 metric tons of ammonium nitrate fertilizer. This gesture is true testimony of the friendship of the Russian Federation to the people of Zimbabwe. This further reflects your personal commitment to support the transformation of our country's agriculture in the attainment of food security and sovereignty. I thank you. May I also inform you that for 3 years now, Zimbabwe is food secure. With the model of agriculture we've adopted and the support we've received from your country, I believe that Zimbabwe will remain food secure. Most notable is the deepening cooperation between Zimbabwe and Russian Federation in advanced science and space technology. I recall the joint research implementation agreement between Zimbabwe National Geospatial Agency, ZINCSA, and the Southwest University on Space Science and Technology Innovation, which was signed in October 2021. This has ultimately led to the finalization of the design, manufacture, and assembly and the testing of a satellite, ZimStat-2, under which scholarships were offered to Zimbabwean students to study in the Russian Federation. Additionally, the Russian Federation provided 20 scholarships through Radny University in various fields of nuclear education. The 20 candidates under the scholarships are scheduled to commence their studies in September this year. Our Zimbabwean institutions are ready to promote more direct partnerships with educational and research institutions of the Russian Federation. May I also, Your Excellency, mention that in the same vein, I acknowledge the support of the Russian Federation of the Museum of African Liberation Project being hosted by Zimbabwe, hosted for the African continent. In particular, the establishment of the Russia Solidarity Movement at the Liberation City. Further, we welcome the raising of the Russian Federation flag at the Liberation Museum site as an important symbolic gesture recognizing the immense contribution of the Russian Federation in the liberation of the African continent from colonialism. On international cooperation, Your Excellency, the solid collaboration between our two countries at multilateral fora, more so against continued Western aggression against the two countries, Zimbabwe strongly opposes the use of sanctions as a foreign policy tool which undermines sovereignty of nations. Zimbabwe has been under these sanctions from the West for the last 23 years. But as a result, we now think outside the box and use our domestic resources to grow and expand our economy. May I highlight that Zimbabwe intends to bid for a non-permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council for the period 2027 to 2028. We appeal for the support of the Russian Federation. Similarly, Zimbabwe submitted a request to you, Your Excellency, to join the BRICS New Development Bank. We equally count on the support of Your Excellency in this endeavor. Your Excellency, allow me to personally state that Zimbabwe is in solidarity with the Russian Federation in your country's special military operation in the Ukraine. As current chair of the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme, the KPC, Zimbabwe unreservedly condemns the unjustified and vindictive ban on the sale of Russian diamonds on the world market. We reassure you, Your Excellency, the Russian Federation of Zimbabwe support within the KPC because Zimbabwe currently is the chairman. Your Excellency, in concluding my initial remarks, I want to once again express my appreciation for this opportunity to discuss issues of mutual interest to our countries. I look forward to more interactions and engagements by the two governments at the various levels and the fora as we deepen and broaden the ties between our respective republics. I thank you, Your Excellency.